What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Decorators and welcome. And so today's video, I'm going to be answering a ton of your questions. I have received a ton in regards to the interior decorating profession. I have made a couple of these videos, and I know there's still so many things to understand, learn, and decide if this is really what you want to do, or maybe you already started in the field and you're still curious as to how you can proceed into your next steps. I'm here to really shed some light on things I've learned, things I am working towards. I'm going to answer and be as open and transparent as I possibly can. So if you still got more questions for me after this video, during this video, leave it in the comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as I can. Maybe it requires me making a whole nother video. Maybe just leave it all in the comments and I'll try to respond as much as I can. All right, with that being said, let's just get into the video.
The Deck Remix.
All right, so let's just jump into the video. But before I do that, there is this one question I keep getting all the time, and I've actually seen passed around a bit, and I actually want to talk about a little bit, and that is interior decorating still worth it in 2021? And it is a big topic because I totally understand where we are in the world right now. The pandemic is still going on. We don't know when we're getting out of this thing. And, you know, TikTok has become this new crave. There's Pinterest, and people are finding it easier to do things and projects on their own. But trust me, it's still worth it. It is still possible for you to become an interior decorator, and it's still a profitable profession in this time that we're in. The only thing, I will truly be honest, you just gotta hustle. You've just gotta truly hustle. In order to make your coins, you're gonna have to hustle. But if you're up for the challenge, then you can totally do it. If you're a person who's gonna want something that's gonna be easy, you're gonna graduate, after you graduate, you're gonna have a job like this, then it's not, it doesn't happen like that. It's not like that. You're gonna have to, when I say hustle to get your first clients, you're gonna have to hustle to do that. Like I said, I want to be as transparent as possible on this channel and let you guys know what I've also been going through in regards to becoming an interior decorator, especially during this time. Most of you know, but I graduated from Humber College last year, and I have technically been doing this for a little bit over a year, not over a year. It's just so almost hitting a year now. It has not been an easy process, to say the least. It has been very hard, but it has been slowly working itself out. And I want to be able to share with you guys things I have learned along the way. Also, things that I'm trying to see if it actually works. I am still a newbie in the industry. I am no means, you know, been in this industry for 30, 40 years, but I am trying. I'm very proactive. So I'm trying so many different things that I see online. I read from mentors, from things that I'm learning. I'm trying them, and if they work, I'll let you know. If they don't work, I will let you know. If you want to actually hear a little bit more of that, leave me a comment down below saying, tell me more about what's working and what's not working. And I'll definitely make a whole video on that because I don't think that should be in this video. However, I did want to say that it has been a very difficult journey for sure for the year, but I have been able to grow my portfolio. I've been able to grow as a designer by doing certain things to do that. But that won't be in this video. But all I wanted to tell you guys, I just want to be open and upfront that I am not a 30, 50-year, you know, in this profession. Probably because I'm tell from my age, whatever. But I just want to say that it is still possible to still grow and still do well in this industry. It really is on how hard you're going to work, how hard you're going to push yourself, what your end goal is. Do you want to have this big business? Do you just want a small little business on the side, your side little projects, you just love to decorate and style? Then that's a whole different story. But I just wanted to be upfront and open about that. All right, so I'm just gonna jump in and start answering some of the questions I received. Don't mind me, I am reading off of my phone. All right, so one of the very first questions I received was, what is the difference between an interior designer versus an interior decorator? This is a great question. I have touched on this a little bit on my other video, but it's okay. I'll definitely talk about it a little bit more. So an interior designer, interior decorator, yes, they are two different things. But however, there are some similarities between both. So an interior designer, you are doing a full-grown 4-year program. It's a 4-year degree. You finish, you're an interior designer. You know, you're certified. That's how it works. An interior decorator is not a 4-year program. However, some programs vary for different lengths of time. It's typically a diploma or a certificate of some sort. For me, I went to Humber College here in Ontario. And that was, I did it as a fast track program. So I was actually done in about a year and a couple months. However, people can also do it in 2 years because it is a 2-year program. I can touch about that a little bit more, but I also believe I have another video. It's like my very first how to become an interior decorator video, which I talk on the things that I learned and things you can expect entering school for that. So definitely check out that video if you want to learn a little bit more of my experience at Humber. Interior designers learn a ton more than interior decorators do when they go to school because they're there for a longer period of time. It's like, come on, do the math. But however, an interior decorator, you are going to be learning all just residential interiors. There is no commercial interiors that you're really learning about unless your school does teach you a little bit of that. My school at Humber, we did a last semester where we did learn a little bit more of commercial interiors, which we designed a hotel room. And in that same project, we were able to learn about some of the things that you're supposed to keep in mind while you're decorating or designing in a commercial space. However, someone who is an interior designer and in that interior design program, you're learning a lot more than an interior decorator will. Like completely do. I don't even know if this, I hope this is helping, but it really is. There are two different programs, but interior designers are commercial and residential interiors, while interior decorators just focus solely on residential interiors. However, an interior decorator can still absolutely do commercial projects. They just can't do it by themselves. That's just really what it is, because you don't have the certification to fully sign off on certain things because you don't know it. So you're gonna have to work with other people who do have the certification in order to complete commercial projects, but it's not impossible. It is not like you can't do it. You just have to make sure you're working with the right people, like an architect, or you're working with the right person to make sure you're getting those things signed off. You can't do it by yourself, but an interior designer, they have all the certifications to do that. I really hope that simplified it down a little bit. Remember this: interior designers, commercial, residential interiors. Interior decorators, residential interiors. So then what you want to do is ask yourself, what do you want to do? Do you want to do more residential interiors? And if you don't know what residential interiors is, it's just like your everyday homes, the homes that you have. Like your home is residential interiors. Commercial interiors are more like hotels, hospitals, public spaces, really. So yeah, if you're looking to wanting to design things like a restaurant, spas, things like that, then you want to look into getting into interior design. If you're looking to just design or decorate or style a home and maybe just do staging, or maybe you want to just be a stylist, interior stylist for photo shoots. Interior decorators, you're not just doing for homes. There are so many fields and streams you can get into if you're an interior decorator. It's not just decorating and styling a home. There's so many other fields you can kind of actually, pathways that you can definitely go. But yes, definitely it is possible to do commercial projects. Like I said, you just have to work with someone who can. But yes, they are two different things. An interior designer, interior decorator, two separate. Interior decorators are not interior designers, but they can do a lot of the same things interior designers can with limitations. That's the best way to put it. Okay, second question here is, how much years did it take you to be it? Or I think she's trying to say is, how many years did it take for me to become an interior decorator? And the answer is, technically it took me a year and a couple months. A year and 3 months or so, yeah? I think so. Technically it is a 2-year program, like I already mentioned, but I did it as a fast track, meaning I went all the way through the year. That means I had no summer, I had no break. My break was, I think, the longest break I had within the year was about 2 weeks, and that was in August. I think August 16th or something till September was our break, and we're back at it again, and we kept going. So the fast track is very, draining mentally, physically, all parts of the training. It was draining, but I was glad I did it because I did it a lot faster. I didn't have to take I didn't have to, do all that. I just went in and went out. And that's what I wanted to do. However, some people just do it in 2 years. That means you would start in the summer and then finish when everyone finishes. I started in the winter. So I started in the January semester. And like I said, a year and a couple months. What classes in high school did you take? I'm guessing she's asking what classes did I take in regards to entering this field, the stream. So I did take a lot more art classes in high school. I'm not a science. The science I took was physics. Even that was a struggle to me. I just knew science and we're not on the same page, same level. However, I did take a lot of art classes. I knew I loved more of the art life. I did well in my art classes. I took digital classes, digital photography. Those are the kinds of classes I took. So digital photography, I took art, all the art classes. And then I think different provinces, different cities have different things that they offer. However, if you know that you want to become an interior decorator, interior designer, my suggestion is to go and look on the school or college that you want to attend and look at the requirements, because different schools require different things. The school, Humber, didn't require me to have, it didn't even require me to have a portfolio whatsoever. That was a beautiful fact because I didn't have a portfolio and I didn't want to have to make one, and I made a decision to go to this school 3 years out of high school. So I was already attending a business management program at University of Winnipeg, and out of high school I did not have a portfolio, so I didn't want to find a school that required me to have a portfolio. And trust me, there are schools out there that don't need you to have a portfolio, but once you're done, you will have a portfolio. So if you want to continue the program or continue somewhere else, you'll have a portfolio to keep going, which is also a great benefit. In regards to what to take, like I said, just look at the programs look at the schools that you want to attend and look at the requirements, because some people require different things. I believe Humber's average was 70 something altogether, your overall average from high school. You probably need your English, your math, and a couple other elective courses. But like I said, look at the different colleges and look at what they require, because they're all different. I didn't have anything crazy special in mine and I got in. You just have to keep working hard while you're in it in order to succeed and do well. Getting in is easy. Staying and moving on to the next is a lot harder. So that's what I would say. Hey, I saw your video on YouTube and IG as well. I have a bunch of questions to ask you about how to become an interior decorator. It would mean everything if you could answer them. What are the job prospects? I know what interior designers usually have a wide range of prospects, and I've honestly had a hard time finding a job prospects for decorators. And there's a matter of wage. I was wondering an average of the wage for decorators. I've already messaged her privately, but I thought this is a great question to definitely make a more detailed video on, because I'm sure a ton of you guys have the same questions. So first thing, like I said, the job prospects for an interior decorator in comparison to an interior designers are totally different. Interior designers, you're most likely to get so let's say we have this spectrum, right? And someone's hiring and they have a pool of applicants and they're trying to pick a couple people that they want to interview. You've got 5 interior designers and 2 interior decorators. They're most likely going to look at the interior designers first before the interior decorators, just because they've been in school longer, they have more of an education. That is just how it is. However, if you can prove the experience or your portfolio is chef's kiss, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just need to work, like I said, that's what I'm saying. Interior decorators really are hustlers. You gotta hustle, you gotta work hard to get your portfolio chef's kiss, make it look beautiful. You'll be fine. But it is a little bit harder definitely to get into an interior design firm or an architectural firm for sure. But if you build connections, you know, network a bit, if you meet the right people, you even network with your family and friends, people you know, these are ways to get in. Or but interior decorators for sure, it is a little bit harder to work with those design firms. However, baby, if you want to start your own business, that's a whole different story. You just got to hustle and get your clients, but it is definitely, there's lots and lots and lots of jobs out there. You're just going to have to prove that you're worth the money. You just have to prove it. And the way to do that is to show your work, show what you can offer, show what you can do, and people will see it, they will love it, and then they will hire you. That's how it works. But yes, it is hard. It is a lot harder as an interior decorator, interior stylist, whatever you want to call it. It is definitely a lot harder to get the job for design firms, architectural firms. If you're trying to do it on your own, that's a whole different story. But if you're looking to different streams of interior, well, with your interior decorator diploma or certificate, like I said, there are so many streams you can go into, like stylist for shoots, like photo shoots, like working with a magazine or something like that. Those are more networks and connections, and your portfolio will get you there. So it's really finding the right place for you. I think every job is hard to find. Every career is hard to find a job in right now. So don't even be hard on yourself for what's like being that you can't find something. Everyone in the world is having a hard time finding something. It's not just you. You're just gonna have to create something out of nothing, and you're gonna have to get creative about it. And I'm guessing if you're in this field, you are already creative. So stay creative, stay motivated, find something to keep reminding you of what you're striving for, what you're trying to achieve, and you will achieve it. It might not be tomorrow, it might be a year from now. Some of the best interior decorators or some of the best interior designers in the world did not have an interior design certification. A lot of them just started because they loved decorating and styling, you know, their friends and family, their own personal homes, and they grew like that. Even if you go back in history, it's the same thing. It all starts when someone just likes something, they want to pursue it, they want to keep going, they know they're good at it, they have that passion, that drive to get better. You will get better, you will find your groove, you will find the niche that works for you. Okay, so really, in all honesty, it is possible. It is so possible to get a job. You're just gonna have to fight for it, but it's not impossible. That's what I'm trying to like I haven't fully made it yet, but I know my dream, my passion, it's not too far away that I can't reach it. I just gotta keep motivated and keep working at it, and I know you can too. You just have to keep motivated and keep working, keep building yourself as a designer. Don't just graduate or finish school and then stop designing and stop working because you don't have the job yet. Baby, you've got the brain, the creativity, keep creating, and something will happen someday for you. You just kind of have to keep working. But it is possible. That's all I was trying to say. It's possible. So there was a part 2 to this question. It was regarding wage, like how much does a decorator charge? And this question is a loaded question. And I'm also still figuring out my wage, especially because I'm new, but I do have a system right now in place. I will be making a full video on things I've learned, the different ways you can price your business if you are experienced, not experienced. I'm just trying to figure out the best and comfortable medium for myself. And I think I already have that, but there's some people who will disagree and say, no, you need to charge more. And some people say, no, you need to charge less. There's so many ways people will come at you for different ways of charging. Honestly, in the industry, I know a lot of designers are very hush-hush on their prices and how they charge their clients. Baby, I'm going to try and be as honest as I possibly can, because I have lots of people around me who have been doing this for a really long time, have been mentoring me in ways I should be charging and, you know, navigating my business. So I'll be making a whole video on things I've learned about that and share that with you guys, so then you guys can hopefully, it can maybe help you in creating your prices and figuring out your wage for your clients. I also, while I was in school, we did receive this formula in how to calculate your, what your minimum charge should be if you're trying to do this. So in that video, I'll also touch on the same formula you can use to figure out your base. And I'm talking your base rate to proceed. So stay tuned for that video. It will be coming out. In order to make sure you don't miss that video, you know what to do is hit the subscribe button down below. Turn your notifications on as well, because then you won't miss that video when it does come up. Okay, so a lot of the questions I have been receiving is regards to what's the best school to pursue, like becoming an interior decorator or a designer. And I already touched on this question as well, but all I can say in regards to this is you need to be able to evaluate what you want out of your career. Like I said, do you want residential? Do you want commercial? Do you want like a little small business, a little side hustle? Do you want it to be your full-blown business? Do you want it to be this large business? We're talking Kelly Wearstler business. Like, what are you looking for? Once you figure that out, then you're going to be able to like look at your surroundings. Does your surroundings give you the vibe of what you're looking for? So for example, I moved from Winnipeg, which is a little small town, to Toronto because I want a large interior design, interior decorating business. I didn't want a small town, small little thing business. That's just me. And I wanted the experience of living in Toronto. I knew the opportunities here were a lot larger than it was in Winnipeg, meaning there were so many more interior design firms out here. Also, when I was attending schools, I saw that a lot of they had little things that they would do within the program where you got to visit and do cool things within the field. And the Winnipeg programs didn't offer any of that. And I wanted to be as involved and indulge myself as much as I can with, what the school had to offer with its surroundings. Knowing that Winnipeg didn't have any of that, I knew that it was a no-brainer for me to move to Toronto and really get to experience the design culture here in a different way, especially doing it. I moved out here by myself, which is a whole nother story on its own, guys. If you want me to talk about how I moved with literally no money, how I survived with no money, and I'm talking, I moved to Toronto with $30 in my bank account. And it was a struggle, but I made it, and I've been doing so well for myself, and I've pat myself on the back. And I can share that whole story. You don't need to have a whole lot to move and be somewhere else that you're normally comfortable with. But I moved for that reason, because I wanted the experience that Toronto would offer me rather than the experience Winnipeg would offer me. That was just my personal reason of moving. I did research a ton in regards to Toronto, so I can only really speak for not just Toronto, all of Canada. I researched interior design, interior decorating, because I wasn't too sure if I wanted to do the decorating or the interior design program yet. And I had done my research based on Canada. And I know I have a lot of US audience, and I have a lot of these questions coming from around the world, which is amazing. Like, this is so cool that there are different people around the world who are watching my videos. But so I can't really speak for the different parts of the world. I can only speak for Canada, but my recommendation for anyone regardless is to ask yourself what you want out of your schooling, what you want out of your career, what do you want from it, because that will help you and lead you to a path that makes more sense for you. So if you want like a big business and you are not afraid to work and you want it, it's going to be harder, but it might pan out for the better. They look at more big cities. Look at the bigger cities that have a high and, a very large design world. So even New York is a great place to do it. I don't know if you live in Dubai. Dubai is a great place to do it. It's just a matter of like what you want and just research, because every place has something. They all do, but they all offer different things. I know there's a ton of online programs for interior decorators or stylists or whatever. And in my personal opinion, I don't know if I could have done as well as I did if I wasn't in school physically, if I'm being very honest, because the program was very difficult. And like I said, it was so draining, and I was learning everything pretty much new from scratch. And I love to ask questions, and I get confused and I want to talk to someone, and I'll probably ask the same questions 10 different times, different ways, because I still didn't get it. And if I don't have someone physically there with me, it'd be very hard for me to really grasp what I'm learning. And a lot of the things you actually just need to be there. But some people actually thrive in online programs. And if that's you, then definitely look into some of the online programs that are offered. I know a lot of the university, even my place is still offering their program online right now at Humber. However, I don't even know if I would do it no, I wouldn't. I would wait for everything to go back to normal for me to do it, because it was just way too hard to even like the last semester, like when everything started shutting down last year, the last month of school, I hated it. I just dreaded it. It was just not what I wanted. It's just, I couldn't imagine doing the whole year like that. So if you're a person who can't do online schooling and you need hands-on learning, then I would wait and do an in-person class somewhere. But if you know you can absolutely nail the online learning and teach yourself a lot of the things, then definitely look into some of the online programs. However, be very careful in the online programs you choose, because I kid you not, some of them don't offer everything you need to know. Some programs want to give you like little, like it's so quick that you don't really grasp and understand it. Look into more colleges rather than certificate, just a small certificate you get from like a little online course. I don't really know how I feel about online courses like that, because I feel like it's just general information you probably could learn anywhere. But if you really want practical skills, technical skills, I would look into going to colleges that offer this program, because you would get more, like you have one-on-one with your professors, you get those training, and every step, every semester, you're gonna get better, and you're like, if it's gonna challenge you, but it'll be worth it. That's my own little opinion on that. I really hope that was helpful. So her other question was, she's always wondered, do most interior decorators have their own business, or do they apply to work somewhere else with someone else? I really, I really look up to you and your great videos. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. In regards to, like I already touched on, you can, in regards to your business stuff, but like I said, I'll just reiterate it. How does that word even work? Sometimes, guys, English is not my first language, okay? So just bear with me. But in regards to your business, one more time, you can absolutely, once you're done school, even before you're done school, you can definitely start your own business. I have started my own business. I can give you guys a rundown as to how I've done that. If you guys want to if you want me to make a whole other video on that, I can definitely do that. Just leave it in the comment down below. However, yes, you can definitely start your own business once you're done, before you're done. But if you're becoming an interior designer, you could also start your own business. Everything you do, you can definitely just start your own business. It is harder when you start your own business because no one knows about you. You are a brand new butterfly to the world. They don't really know or care. So you have to show them that you're worth watching, you're worth caring, which is possible. But you can definitely work for someone else too. There's lots of interior decorators who have huge businesses that are always hiring. Not always, but they are hiring. You can definitely apply to work with them. You can apply to work with not just interior decorators or interior designers. You can work with contractors. You can work with real estate agents. You can work with, there's so many ways you can work with people in this industry that you don't necessarily have to just be doing, like I said, an interior decorator and have your own business. But that's a whole nother topic on its own. We can talk about the business side of things later. But the business side of things is definitely a topic that I will get into. All right, other question. Hi, just came across your interior decorating videos. And I just have a couple of questions that I really hope you can help me out with. I'm looking to moving to Hawaii when I graduate, but I'm not sure what to major in to become an interior decorator, or if I have to go to college. When I look it up on Google, it tells me I have to have a bachelor's and associates. Please help. I also already answered her on Instagram because I'm a kind human being. However, I want to answer this question also for you guys. In regards to majoring in anything, you don't need to major in anything to become an interior decorator. Typically, your high school diploma is enough for most programs. I'm sure there are colleges out there that will probably ask you for something a bit of a higher requirements. If you don't have those requirements, baby, there's so many other programs that you don't need that requirement. I applied with my high school diploma. If you already remember from the beginning of this video, I said I was already originally in a business. I was getting my business degree after high school, but my grades were not the hottest. No, my grades were pretty good. They were decent, but I was scared that my grades would not get me in. I don't know why. I just like people just seeing me as a high grade earner. But my business program, I was doing pretty well, but it was just not like, I wasn't doing 90s. No, I was doing like 80s, like 75, 80s. And that was like, so, but my high school, I finished high school with like high 90s. So I knew if I apply with my high school diploma, I have a higher chances of getting in. But the average to get it was like, I think 75. So regardless if I apply with my University of Winnipeg diploma, with my University of Winnipeg courses, I probably could have still gotten in. I just apply with my high school. So up to you and what you want to do personally, but you don't need to have like a major, like be already attending university, then transfer into become an interior decorator. You just need your high school diploma. At least for a majority of them. Like I said, look into the school you want to attend and make sure you're following their requirements. All right. Okay, so this is for my Toronto fellas. So I got a question about what schools I recommend in Toronto in general. And like I said, I did look into a lot of the schools out here, and I looked at Sheridan, I looked at all the different colleges and what they offered, and I still chose Humber. I chose Humber because Humber didn't require me to have a portfolio, 1. 2, their pathway program, like you can, once you're finished with the interior decorating program at Humber, the different universities that they're connected with was huge. They had a huge list. Like you can go to OCAD, you can go to Ryerson, you can go to like a lot of universities like with their pathway program. So I was like, okay, cool. If I do really well in this and I decide to go to do a higher education somewhere else, the pathway, I would be fine. So I chose Humber. And also a lot of the reviews and a lot of the things like I was seeing about the school was like really, it was highly recommended. And after attending Humber myself, I understand why it was highly recommended. There are some things about Humber that I could talk about, but it is a really good school in regards to the program. The professors are absolutely great. There's like, obviously you're gonna have the 1 or 2 professors that you may not click with or you may not be happy with. I had a lovely time at Humber. My Humber professors were incredible. They were also helpful. I think I forced them to be helpful, I would like to think, because I am very, like I said, I am open and I wanna know and I wanna learn. I'm very eager, so I will ask all the questions. If no one will ask a question, I will happily ask the question because I wanna know, because I moved from Winnipeg to be here. I will learn if it's the last thing I do. So I wasn't afraid to ask all those questions and really get into everything the school had to offer. There are like, volunteer options when you're in the school, which is great. You get to attend certain events that happen in Toronto, but all other schools do too. But Humber was just, out of all of the schools that I had seen, I really liked it. Plus, I don't want to like bash like other schools because I'm sure other people have had great experiences there. Like Sheridan, I think some people have, but I also know people who didn't have that great of experience at Sheridan and transferred from there. And then there is like even George Brown as well, but they're all good schools, I'm sure of it. But I just thought I would get more out of Humber, and I think I absolutely did. So I am biased towards Humber. I would recommend Humber. If you go to the Humber Interior Decorating Program and this was the video that convinced you to do so, could you just please tell them all hi for me from Bright? Like, sorry, I'm just such a weirdo. Okay, but anyways, I recommend Humber. I do. I'm sure OCAD has a great program, but they have like really high requirements. If you don't have the grades and all that stuff for all those other schools, then start off at Humber and then transfer your credits over to other higher education programs if you want. And that concludes a lot of the questions that I got from Instagram more of. There is a ton more questions on my YouTube that I've yet to do, and I will get to them. But if you really have some more questions and you want some more clarification, maybe on today's video, I still didn't make sense to you. I was talking a whole bunch of gibberish, whatever it is. leave it in the comment below. I will get to them. I will make more videos, as many videos as it takes for you to fully understand and feel comfortable with what you're doing or where you're at and the profession you're doing. Leave it in the comments below and I will get to them for you guys. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you got something out of it. And before I leave, I'm just gonna ask so nicely, but could you guys just hit the subscribe button, because it really does help and support my channels when you guys do that. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think about these videos, what you want to see more of. If it's not just these ones, you want to see other things related to the field, or you just want to know more about me, I don't mind sharing. Anyways, just leave it all in the comment below. I'll get to them, but I really hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.